And here in this video, I'm going to walk through with you the keys to engagement. So as you can remember from the previous video, I've spoken about engagement, where in a virtual presentation, even though you're speaking in front of a camera lens, it's not just a one-way communication. So therefore, my recommendation to you is to always think as if you're delivering a real conversation with your friend, with your stakeholders, with your customers and prospects. Now, good practice of an engaging presentation comes from the word called engage. Not about you, but having a two-way interaction. Could be done using questions, could be done using quizzes, could be done using interactive activities. And here in this video, I'm going to walk through 5 things that you can possibly explore for you to increase your engagement when it comes to virtual presentation. And let's go to point number 1. One of the good practices to have when you're delivering a virtual presentation or a virtual meeting is to have your fellow attendees to introduce themselves at the comment chat section at the side. So you may want to say things like, okay, for all of us, before we start, I would like you to introduce yourself. Can you please comment your name and where are you watching this from? So it's a good practice that I normally do in my webinar and my virtual presentation in order for me to interact with people, especially when it comes to webinar and meetings. Number 2, it's a good practice to constantly check in with your participants by asking questions like, is it okay so far? If you're okay, give me a thumbs up. If you're okay, reply yes at the comment section at the side. Now, what I normally do is that I would also want them to say things like, okay, I've spoken for the past 10 minutes, so right now, can you please comment what's your biggest takeaway so far? What's your favorite point? Based on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which one do you like the most? And certain cases as well, especially if I deliver a longer virtual presentation where I talk about like 1 hour, 1 hour half, it's also a good practice between 15 to 30 minutes once I will ask them to do a sharing by unmuting their microphone. So what I will do is that, okay, so now it's time for me to just take a short break with everybody. So, and I'm going to pick up 3 people here and I would like to share what is the biggest takeaway so far. So this will help make your participants alert because they may not know who you're going to call next. Very applicable if your webinar has got like 20 people in the virtual chat room. Number 4, we talk about background, and chances are when you're delivering virtual presentation, it's not just that people will see your face, you will have visual aids with you, especially spreadsheets, especially slides. I would highly encourage you to have your background of your slide to be dark with the font in white. And the reason why, because your viewers and your learners are staring in front of the screen for like 1 hour, 1 hour half is like white plain background. It will be very glary and painful for the eyes. So my recommendation, have the background to be dark and the font to be white. Last but not least, number 5, you can utilize some of these softwares. Mentimeter is very good for evaluation, for discussion. Slido is very good for questions and answers. And Quizzes is very effective if you're delivering a webinar and towards the end, you just want to have a fun interactive quiz with your fellow participants. Could be done in AGM, could be done in sharing sessions, town hall, HR meetings, in order for you to induce more fun in your next upcoming presentation. So these are the 5 things you could possibly explore, and I hope that these 4 video series have been helpful for you, and I personally look forward to seeing you in person or not in front of your video for the next time that we meet again. So I hope that this has been helpful for you. Until then, signing off, Wesley Chan.